I've talked about Patriot Mobile's commitment to faith, family, and freedom. Have you made the switch yet? Support your values with your cell phone without sacrificing quality or service. Are you worried about coverage? Don't be. Patriot Mobile uses all three major U.S. networks. If you have a cell phone service today, you can get service with Patriot Mobile. Do you think switching is hard? It's not. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team can activate you in minutes. They even have a contract buyout. So go to patriotmobile.com/Kirk25 or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Kirk25 for a free month of service. Joining us now is Jack Posobiec, who is a Phillies fan and an Eagles fan. The whole thing's all messed up. Jack, welcome to the program. Jack, what happened at the Phillies game last week? We have all the tape.
Well, Charlie, I just want to be clear. That's the Super Bowl champion Eagles, the champions of the NFL, Philadelphia Eagles. Just saying.
I don't hate the Eagles as much as most people do. I dislike the Eagles.
That's true. But you have not.
I honestly, and I call it like it is. Jalen Hurts, legit great story. I sent out a beautiful tweet with him after he won the Super Bowl, and I meant every single word. And there's a lot of teams I don't like, and I get a lot of hate. But boy, I don't like those Dallas Cowboys, and I think we can all agree on that. We can all agree on that.
That was quite a win on Thursday Night Football against the Dallas Cowgirls. But yeah, the Philly game, which was not in Philadelphia, by the way, has gone quite viral. I've gone quite viral for talking about this. And there's this incident, even though it was down in Miami, it was a Phillies versus Marlins game. And there's this video of this woman who's now been dubbed the Phillies Karen. There's been some people who have tried to look up her name, but I don't know that any of that's really been accurate, so I'll leave that off. But she's been dubbed the Phillies Karen, who they're going for a home run ball. Of course, everybody goes for home run balls at Phillies games. I certainly was raised, going for balls at Veterans Stadium. We used to call it the Vet back in Philly in those days. And she's in the scrum, she's in the scramble, going for a ball. Dad gets it, walks over to his son. It's his birthday, hands it to him, puts it in his glove. Then the Karen comes over and starts yelling and screaming at the man. And then something very interesting happens that's actually been misreported by a lot of conservatives out there. They claim that the woman took the ball from the little boy. But that's actually not true. And that's something that I've been trying to correct the record on because of the misinformation that's going out there. The woman didn't take the ball at all. It's the father who takes the ball from his own son's glove and hands it over to the woman. And Charlie, my contention has been that's the decline of the West.
Well,
there.
I will say that yes, this father obviously has emotional stability problems. You could tell that he's got something off about him.
You can see it.
No one acts like this, so I think you could tell there's something wrong with him. And it's not even a matter of de-escalation, just the way he did his hands. He's got.
Well, Charlie, I did do a little research, and I found out that this father, it turns out he's from New Jersey, so.
Well, sure, that explains half of it, but not the whole picture. But there's the little shimmy shake. He's got maybe a little Aspergery type thing. And I'm not accusing him. You just kind of tell there's something that's not quite right there.
This is just not a normal reaction.
No, it's not a normal reaction. So maybe he was completely overwhelmed and intimidated by the situation, and he wanted to protect his kid.
By the tiny woman.
What has happened next? What do we know about this woman who did this?
So there's been a couple viral claims about her identity. And however, there's also been a few times where it's also come out where, in fact, women, because she's been so just turned into such a derisive figure, that actually the women who have been identified as this woman have come out and released their own messages to the public saying, no, we are actually not that person. My gosh, how could we be? And there's been companies that have been associated with her that it turns out it's actually mistaken identity. And they've even put out statements saying, no, we would never employ somebody like that. So I'm not even sure whether her actual identity is out yet at this point. But I do know that the father here has been given a platform on a couple of local Philadelphia news networks. And they've been talking to him and talking to the son. And you can just see in those videos where he's so dejected, and he's realizing that he just lost, and he gave up everything that he had won for his family to this woman. And certainly there's plenty of memes and people laughing about her. But Charlie, I think I look at this and I think about the stuff that you and I talk about on our programs. And I really see a lot here because, I grew up with my dad taking me to go see Phillies games. And when a dad catches a ball for his son, that's a sacred moment. That's the father-son bonding moment. And you can see the son's eyes, and you see him in these videos where his father takes that away from him and hands it over to this screaming harpy. And I just think, man, isn't that a microcosm of everything, the millions and millions of interactions around our society now that are like this, where someone's screaming and a man just doesn't step up and stand his ground or turn the other cheek, as the gospel would say, and gives in, just totally gives in and surrenders. And it's like, that's why we're in the mess we're in with everything.
How should the father have acted?
He just sit down, literally just sit down. Just sit down and say, you know what? I'm not giving you the ball back. That's my son's. I want it fair and square. You got a problem, take it up with security. You got a problem, take it to somewhere else. We're not giving it. Look, when a ball's up, right? It's bouncing around. The ball can do a lot of things in those stands. And once you have positive, positive control over the ball, that's when it becomes that person's property. That's actually in the MLB handbook, but that's also just fair play. Everybody knows what a fair ball is if you've been in any sports at all. It's a fair ball until someone catches it and secures it. So he had caught it, he had secured it. Doesn't matter if she had her fingertips on it or her nails on it or something. No, you sit down and you say, you know what? Not interacting with you. Don't care what you have to say. Take it up with somebody else, lady. And you just break contact. You do you can do the old look at the watch move or whatever you want. Because I've seen, a lot of commentary, people saying, well, what should he have done? What else should he have done? You don't submit. You don't surrender. You stand your ground. You don't have to escalate. You don't have to yell. You don't have to scream. You don't have to get physical or anything at all. I mean, she's just a tiny woman. You just sit down and literally shut them out. And if you do that, then guess what? These crazy liberal Karens, these liberal theater kids, they won't be able to control our society anymore because they have no power if we stop giving it to them.
So how is she treated afterwards by the internet, and where does this now stand?
The internet is certainly no fan of the Phillies Karen. It's probably one of the most viral videos, viral memes out there right now. Yeah, you got one up, Cruella de Phil. I've just seen meme after meme after meme of her. And then again, a lot of, unfortunately, this is a kind of a common haircut for a certain phenotype in our society. And so people have had trouble identifying which specific Karen this is. But there's some other videos of her as well that have come out. And obviously, it's a little lewd for broadcast, but she's actually giving let's say a one-finger salute to a lot of the people who were in the stands, even at the game, who were booing her for doing this. Because even if this was a situation where, okay, maybe she had caught the ball or not, how many times have you seen a viral video of a guy catching a ball and then he sees a little kid, little boy, little girl nearby, even if it's not their kid, and you hand the ball to them? Right?
Always.
How many times have you seen that over and over and over? And that's a microcosm of the adults, of the moms and dads handing over our society and using that to raise up and nurture the younger generation. Isn't that what it's supposed to be all about? But the fact that she didn't give it to the kid has turned into an absolute firestorm online.
Yeah, it's just this has become a major situation, an issue, and yeah, I probably want to learn more about the dad. I mean, like, at least in my situation, I would never give up a ball that my kid has. I mean, I would just say, like, yeah, go away. But you understand, though, does she not hold all the cards of power? Because in that situation, nothing will obviously go to physical blows, nor should it. But in that situation, she's actually in the power position there. A screaming woman at a baseball game has more power than the man does.
Well, in our current inverted society,
Correct.
Certainly, because we have this inverted victimhood hierarchy. So a white man doesn't have as much power as the HR director, Karen. And so, of course, this is now, unfortunately, though, because this is all on video, the guy didn't do anything wrong. The guy didn't do anything wrong at all. The only thing that he did wrong in the entire video that I've seen is hand the ball over to her. He didn't strike her. He didn't assault her. In fact, she actually grabs him at one point. You can see her grabbing his arm and kind of pulling him a little bit, which, of course, it's a baseball game. Like, come on, or, you're really gonna call that, physical assault. But if you wanted to go to that level, she has no legal claim here whatsoever. And in fact, the law would be completely on his side. The only thing that she has on her side is the woke system of social justice that we have erected sort of around our entire society. The longhouse, as our mutual friend Jonathan Kieferman would call it.